cheekyricho's apple sponge with sour cream muscovado topping. Hi and welcome to cheekyricho's apple sponge. We're going to be using the Thermo chef. You could of course use this with the stovetop and a mixer, but it's really simple to do. The ingredients are in the recipe box below, so let's get started. First thing we're going to do is just preset our fan forced oven to 190 degrees Celsius. We're going to pop half of our brown sugar into our Thermo chef jug, about half, with our cinnamon, and that'll give our apples a delicious caramel spicy flavour. And with our cinnamon and our water, and just put that aside. We're just going to peel and core our apples, cut them into quarters and pop them in. We're going to cook them in the Thermo chef jug. And into the jug that goes, and continue with the rest. Okay, there's our apples, cinnamon, sugar and water in there. We're just going to pop the lid on this and blitz for 10 seconds on speed 4. And this is what you should have. It's not cooked at all, it's just raw, and this is the texture that I'm after. You still got some little chunks there. Now we're just going to put this onto the steamer function, the highest temperature, speed 1, and cook it for 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes later, this is bubbly hot. You can still see it boiling in there. We're going to mix it with a little potato flour mixed with water to thicken it. Okay, we've got 30 grams of potato flour here. You could use corn flour or arrowroot for this. We're just going to add 30 mils of water or 30 grams of water. Mix that all around, and we're just going to pour this in and just stir it around. It's going to be further cooked in the oven. So just tip that in. There's plenty of heat in there, and that will actually cook that and thicken it. Now just pour that into a casserole dish. You can see it started to thicken up, and the juice is actually quite translucent. Just tip that into our bowl. You could use a cake pan. Any oven-proof dish that you have would be fine. Smooth out the top. Okay, now we just pop that to one side. No need to wash the Thermo chef jug. We're going to throw in our butter, our vanilla extract, and our brown sugar with a good pinch of salt. And we're just going to blitz that, speed 4 for 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, we just throw in our egg, just a whole egg, scrape down the sides, a little splash of our milk. Blitz this on speed 3, and we're going to alternatively add our milk and our sifted self-raising flour, ending with the flour, just until it's combined. Now we just scrape down the sides, and that batter is now ready to pour on top of our cooked apples, which are still quite warm. So this will start to cook it from underneath, and then we're going to pop it straight into our hot oven. Okay, you can see how there's 2 separate distinct layers there. Okay, into the oven we go. Okay, after 25 minutes, this is what you should have. It's lovely and risen. You can see the layers are still quite separate, and it's time to remove it from the oven. Okay, we just allow it to cool, dust it with some icing sugar, and serve it with some cream, some natural yogurt, some custard, or some ice cream. A little dust of icing sugar from a height, and that spreads it a lot more evenly. And there you have it, cheekyricho's apple sponge. And we're going to serve that with a little bit of sour light cream that's been sweetened with some muscovado sugar. And it's got a tart, sweet, got a really nice flavour. So that's what we're going to be having this with. A bit of sour light cream, a little bit of muscovado sugar, and just mush that all up, mix it all up. The sugar will dissolve and give it a sort of a caramelly sort of flavour, and maybe a little bit of crunch if there's anything that's not quite dissolved. Doesn't have to be too sweet. That is all you have to do. Okay, so we'll just have a scoop of our cake and our apple. Well, that's a big serving, isn't it? That better be Richo's, that one. Make sure you get plenty of these yummy apples. See how it's thickened nicely there? Oh, that's plenty. And there you have it. Apple sponge, muscovado and sour cream dressing. Have a taste, shall we? Soft and light and fluffy, still nice and warm. Home cooking at its best. Thanks for watching.